Hello friends, this is Hedda. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am setting up my bullet journal for June, which is one of my favorite months. Before I get started on the setup though, let's take a moment to admire these beautiful press-on nails that By Oriel sent me to try. Aren't they pretty? I love how they glitter in the sun and they're so magical. And speaking of magic, I was really inspired by one of the latest stationery collections from Notebook Therapy called Enchanted Garden, which led me to this peculiar color combination of green and purple. I'll be honest, it's not a color combo I would have come up with myself, but that means there's even bigger reason to go for it and take on the challenge. The theme I chose for my June setup is garden fairies, and it reminds me so much of Thumbelina from my childhood and of Studio Ghibli's Arrietty. To be fair, Arrietty is a borrower, not a fairy, but the feeling I wanted to convey through this setup is the feeling I get when I listen to the Arrietty soundtrack. I listened to it while setting up these spreads actually, and it's the perfect mix of Celtic and folk with a hint of Japanese. When I make cover pages, I often start with the drawing and then build it from there, but this time I actually started with the accessories, if I can call them that. So I started with the washi tape and the hand lettering. I also did my quote before I even started on the drawing, and the reason for that was that I wanted this cover page to feel very layered. So the quote is kind of on top of the drawing, and so are the washi tapes. So I just wanted to make sure that I had all of those components down before I started on the drawing so that I didn't accidentally draw somewhere where something else was supposed to go. The quote I chose for my cover page is actually from Arrietty, and it says, "It's funny how each day you wake up and never really know if it will be one that will change life forever." And I thought that this quote was just perfect for this theme. The magic of childhood and the magic of nature kind of just comes together in this theme, I think. So yeah, the movie was definitely a big inspiration for this, even though my drawings look completely different and as fairies and not borrowers, but there is that. For the main drawing on my cover page, I used a Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen for the lines, because when you use a fine liner to draw, the line is a monoline, if that makes sense. Like there's no movement in the line, it's the same thickness all over. While when you draw with a brush pen, you can adjust the pressure on the nib and have the lines be very thin and dainty, or you can make them thicker and more dramatic. So that's why I used the brush pen for this. I definitely wanted the drawing to feel very organic, and nothing is more organic than uneven lines and imperfections. The drawing is actually inspired by one of the stickers in the pet washi tape in this washi tape set from Notebook Therapy. You can see the rectangles on the right side of the page here. They're kind of small pictures that come on a roll of washi tapes, and I took inspiration from the one that says Bluebell. It kind of has a fairy looking up at the bluebells like this, and I thought that that would be the perfect image for my cover page. Although this washi tape set includes a lot of different colors, I decided to kind of focus on the purple, and even though bluebells are technically blue, hence the name, I tried to make them like a little bit purple or a little bit lilac. I could have also gone with lavender, of course, but I think that bluebells look more fun and they're a little bit easier for me to draw because lavender just has a lot of tiny little details, and I just didn't want to struggle with that on my cover page. If there is one color I never feel like I have the right shade of, no matter how many markers I buy, it is green. It is so hard for me to find the perfect green, but for the green on this spread I used some calligraph pens from Archer and Olive. These are dual tipped brush pens. One side has like a thinner, smaller nib, and then the other side has a larger nib. They are technically meant for brush lettering, but I find that they work really well for coloring as well. So I used a very bright green for the plant, and then I'm using different shades of purple for the fairy. I used the same color color for the wings as for the June title, which I thought would kind of bring together. And then for her dress, I used a deep blue, which is, it's a little bit purple, but it's mostly blue. I wanted this drawing to have various shades of purple going all the way to blue, and then have the green as the accent color. Or maybe the purple is the accent color. I can't really decide. I might have used both purple and green equally as much, so maybe there is no accent color. I've never done a fairy theme before, so I had so much fun drawing fairies for this theme. Well, in this video you'll actually only see me draw one fairy, which is this one on the cover page, but I've been drawing fairies and flowers and cats for the past 2 weeks to make my Patreon journaling kit and sticker sheets for my shop, Ikigai Papier. In case you didn't know, I have a Patreon page where I send out monthly printables. So depending on the tier, you get either a printable calendar, or you get printable sticker sheet, or a full journaling kit, or all of it. And the highest tier even get physical stickers in the mail. So if you'd like some fairies that you can print out and use in your journal, or even use them as digital stickers, definitely check out my Patreon page. I've already uploaded all of the printables for this theme, so you can go check it out via the link in the description box if you want to see what it all looks like. And I have also put up 4 new sticker sheets in my shop, ikigaipapier.com. They're also themed around my spreads for this month. And I even did a sticker sheet with just some lazy cats, because cats have been requested for a while. I did have my demon cats, but they're more Halloween themed, so these cats are definitely more of an all year type of thing. So yeah, I hope you'll like them. I hope you'll check them out. I worked really hard on these stickers. They are available as a bundle for a lower price, so if you want all of them, then definitely go check out the bundle. I will put a link in the description box so that you can check them out. Unfortunately, I didn't have the stickers at the time that I made this video, so I couldn't use them in this setup, but I will definitely use them in some of my weekly spreads. And speaking of weekly spreads, if you want to see me set those up, definitely go check me out on Instagram or on TikTok, because I post reels and TikToks of me setting up the weekly spreads every week. It is a shorter video format, but I really like making those little weekly videos. And with that, we're actually almost done with the cover page. I'm just adding some sparkles because, you know, magic, and some white highlights to the wings. I added some white highlights to the dress and to the flowers, just adding some small details here and there. And that's it. So now let's move on to my monthly calendar page. This is one of the spreads that I use the most throughout the month. This is where I have my main calendar for the month, and also where I write my biggest tasks and also my goals or my focus for the month. I kind of went about this page the same way I did with the cover page. So I started with putting down some washi tape and some pet tape, and then I did my lettering for the titles and the subtitles. I guess I can call the goals section here that. So I wrote goals and tasks, and then I just outlined the marker with a black fine liner, because that gives it a little bit more definition, makes it stand out a little bit more. And then I outlined all of the washi tape and pet tape with a black fine liner as well, which I also did on the cover page. And then after that was done, I could start on my grid. And this time I actually decided to go for a complete rectangle. So instead of only including squares for the days in June, I did the full 5 weeks that has days in June in them, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna color in the days in May and July with a purple marker later, just to kind of show that those are not in June. But I do find it helpful to have the full week on one spread. Last month I tried making a little section for my habit tracker on my calendar spread instead of having a whole spread dedicated to my habit tracker. and I actually quite like it. I find that I fill it in more often instead of backfilling it when I remember. I find that I actually fill it in almost every day. So I wanted to keep doing that for this month. I guess I wasn't paying full attention when I made the habit trackers because I spaced them differently apart from each other, if that makes sense. You can see that there's a bigger gap between the first and the second habit tracker than the second and the last, but it happened. It's fine. Every month is a new chance to make mistakes and embrace them, which I always try to do, and I always tell you guys to do that. It's not good to obsess about mistakes or try to make everything look perfect, because it's not going to be perfect. What you see me doing here is actually taking one of the washi tapes from the Enchanted Garden washi tape set, which has like a timeline, I guess, and it also has all of the days of the week. So I just cut them into smaller pieces so that I would get a header for each day of the week. I don't always make headers like this on my monthly calendars because I know the days of the week, alright? I've had 28 years, almost 29, to learn them, so I know where they're supposed to go. But I thought this would look kind of fun, and they're so small and cute. As usual, I filmed this video at a cafe, and at some point I had to get a second drink. It was getting quite hot, so I got a cold brew coffee, which is one of my favorite coffee drinks. So thank you to the Honeysuckle Coffee Co. for letting me film a lot of my videos there. To be fair, I do also spend a lot of money there because I feel bad just buying like one thing when I sit all day at a coffee shop. Actually, it would be quite interesting to see how much money I spend per video I make. I think it would probably be around 30 or 40 US dollars, which is a little bit sad because I actually don't make very much money from my YouTube videos. Like the AdSense, not very impressive. That doesn't really matter. I would still be making YouTube videos even if there was no AdSense, because I really like editing, I really like filming, I really like creating videos, even recording these voiceovers I like. It's kind of fun to just talk to you guys. Oh, well, that is the end of the calendar spread. I guess I talked myself away a little bit. Don't worry, there will be a flip through at the end so we can take a closer look at all of the spreads that I made in this setup. In this third and last spread I am making for this video, I will be making a content planner for June on the left side here, and then on the right side I'll be making a playlist spread. I really love making playlist spreads. They're really fun and they're just for fun, really. There's no planning involved. And then for the content planner, that is kind of my project planner. If I had like an office job or something like that, that's kind of what the spread would be, because my job is content creator and small business owner, as strange as that sounds to me, strange and amazing. So that's what this spread is. So I have a section at the bottom for like ideas for content that I can make, and I also have the little calendar on top where I'll be pretty much just like recording or planning when to post what kind of content. Talked a little bit about this in my May Plan With Me video, but you know, there is lots of different platforms to keep track of, lots of different kinds of content. There's YouTube videos, Instagram posts, Instagram Reels, TikToks. I have a shop account, I have my main account. There's just a lot. So the content planner spread is quite simple, but it will be filled up more later. And then in the circle, I'm just going to record my growth during June, which is not the most important thing in the world, but it is quite fun still to record. And then on the right side here, I've gotten started on my playlist spread. This is a layout that I have used quite a lot in the past, so it's kind of my comfort layout for playlist spreads. Basically, I just have a rectangle for each song that I want to put in my playlist, and then I've used some washi tape here and kind of cut them out so that it looks like they are behind each of the rectangles. My X-Acto knife is probably my favorite tool when it comes to making spreads. I also used the pet tape from the same washi tape set here and kind of placed them over the rectangle, and then I cut off the excess with my X-Acto knife so that I made a square. So you can think of this as kind of the cover art or the album art for the songs. I just thought that this was a fun and also a very easy way to decorate the spread, because if I didn't film these videos, I wouldn't be setting up all of my monthly spreads in one go. This is something that I have experienced during months that I haven't made a plan with me video. I like to take my time and do a little bit here and there, but when filming these videos, especially now when I don't really have anywhere to film at home, I have to film it all in one go, and that means that when I get to like the third spread or the fourth spread, I am quite tired. And so it is nice to use stickers and washi tape to decorate these spreads and kind of give myself a little break. So even though I didn't really draw much in this last spread, I still really like how it turned out. And after adding the final sparkles to the spread, I called it good. And now we can take a look at the final flip through of my June spreads. Despite me being a little bit skeptical about the purple and green at the beginning, I actually think that it looks quite good. It is definitely one of my more colorful themes this year, which is not a bad thing. I thought it was a fun challenge to draw all the fairies, and I quite like my layout for my calendar spread. I think it turned out really nice. I'm excited to start using it. It is very similar to the layout for my May calendar spread, and there's a reason for that, and that is because it works. So I really wanted to make a similar layout again for June, and June is a very exciting month. A lot is happening in June for me, and of course I can't wait to tell you all about it. I might make a vlog or something. This is the last video I am uploading from Utah because I am going back to Norway. I am of course super excited to go back. Can't wait to see my family and my friends. And before I let you go, I just want to say a big thank you for watching this video. It means a lot. And if you are here at the end of the video and watched all of it, please put a fairy emoji in your comment. Also, please check out the links in my description box here. There are lots of discount codes. There are links to my other social media, links to my Patreon, just lots of good stuff. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I hope that you're all having a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!